Howdy, gang. Welcome back to Pentiment. Nothing's really happened yet, and I think it's raining right now. We're supposed to get back to work, but rain's usually a bad omen, so, you know, there's that, I guess. Reviewing footage, I can say there's not really a good place for the face cam. I considered turning it off, but you know, it's not really that big a deal so long as I'm reading everything out loud, which I've been doing. I could honestly be a little louder. Maybe I should turn up my gain just a little. Like that. It's very delicate. So little amounts makes a lot. It's like a multiplier. Anyways, another thing, I have like decent number of games, and obviously like the whole end Naruto Shippuden I still gotta talk about with you fine people, but that's kind of hard to do when you're always talking playing this kind of game. So I'm thinking maybe at the end it'll take a minute to talk about like one or two of the things on my list. And yeah, get our asses back to work. Brother Sneaky Man. You just like pass me a note like you like me? Check wire N. Brother Edict, this work, I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're working like you want to see this place closed. Brother Prior, I'm working the best of my abilities, and I dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talent. Praise be to God. And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable. Many apologies, Brother Prior. I will work harder. Piero, I can't believe this. Baron Rothfogel has come to check on his progress, and this is all you have? You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupt by age that you didn't notice the seasons have changed? Well, you're not the one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Typical. Excuse me, Prior Fennec, but I believe your point is made. God, shut up, Fennec. Stop taking out your frustrations on the old man. Nah, that's uncalled for. He's like, bro, chill. Andreas, I will remind you that I am the master of this scriptorium and you are a guest here. I agree, Brother Briar. Brother Piero's work is unacceptably slow. You are insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh God, give me the patience to endure this. Please, everyone, this is my work, and I accept responsibility for it. Prior Ferric is right. I saw that. That was a spelling error. It said Orfer. OFR. Why does it do that? It's so weird. Prior Ference, this is mine. It must be yes. Frank. It's gotta be Frank. It is, my lord. I can... No, I don't want excuses. I've come all this way. I have to be honest, I expected more. It's nowhere near finished, and the style is, well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity towards Kirasu is being taken advantage of. I am the fool in this sad story. Am I the fool? No, of course not, my lord, never. We can fix this, of course, of course. We only want to accommodate you. Ah, Andreas, good to see you again. Good to see you, Lawrence. In the presence of others. I thought he told me to call him Lorenz. That were bros. My lord, if you please. I'm sorry. Thought we were friends, bro. Father Gurna, why not have Andreas complete the rest of his illustrations? He's clearly capable. Well, my lord, why have Brother Guy complete if speed is your no, I'm not talking about the script, that's fine, but the art, the illustrations, I want Andreas to do the others. Oh, of course, I mean, if Andreas is alright with it. Take some pressure off him, I'll do it, I'm trying to finish my masterpiece at the moment, I'll do what I have to do. Do it reluctantly, I suppose. Like, you're not gonna say no. There you have it. I hope this will always be your concerns, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, am I still welcome at your table for supper? Naturally, my lord. Wonderful. I like Andreas to join us. I already have plans, my guy. Nonsense. You can eat with them any day. I'm only here for the evening. Well, Father... Oh, you know, I thought we were boys, and, like, you told me to call you me Lord, and now you want me to come chill with you just because you said so? Like, mixed signals from you, bro. You trying to fuck me, or you trying to fuck me? You know? Well, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt that my good friend, the Prince Bishop, would deny additional guests at his table. What do you think? I understand. Yes, you're right, of course. Andreas may join us for supper. I look forward to it. You had this planned! Bitch, I told you I had other plans already. Like, did you not listen? You must have put your hook in the Baron this morning when you ambushed him in town. He ambushed me, bruv! Go to hell, I'm in a church, are you kidding me? Why are you mad at me? I'm trying to help. It's beyond ridiculous. Listen to yourself. Brother Prior, Andreas is not to blame for any of this. I am. Yes, you are, and you've embarrassed me, the abbot, and the abbey. Friar Fenric is right, of course. No wonder we don't get more commissions. Guy, can you stop flattering the prior for 1 minute? Anyone's embarrassment here is you. So insecure and you're so obvious about it, Guy. Oh, I don't need to go a guy in the dick. Like, he isn't the issue right now. I mean, you know, he's a cocksucker, but you don't worry about that. Fuck out of here, Finnick. So, you know, I'm a guest. I'm supposed to be respectful, and I've got a job to do. I'll stay silent. Much as I would like to tell him off. Brothers! If you please, Sister Zedna and I would prefer it if you could keep the noise down. It sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in here. Well, let's get back to work, everyone. Well, that was not wonderful, but there's nothing to be done about it now. I'll finish my work here and wash up in the lavatorium for supper at the abbot's table. Good. Alright, so my quest log got updated. Apparently this is not the first time I'm missing dinner with them. I guess the bookmark tells me when the quest ends. So... Did I ever figure out what I need for this puzzle? Yeah, I was just thinking the library probably has something. I had to read that because it was just like giving me hints. Basically, I don't have what I need to translate the symbols yet. Maybe go to the library after dark, since we found a secret passage inward. Kitchen, the refectory, large garden. Is the refectory the dining hall? I should wash my hands in the courtyard lavatorium before going to supper. Is a lavatorium what you call a sink room? I guess it's similar to a bathroom, but without the bath. That's why most bathrooms are called lavs in public spaces. Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that. Andreas, I'm so glad you'll be joining us for supper, though the circumstances are unusual to be sure. I won't be able to speak with you, none of the brothers will, but it will be good to have you with us. That's a shame, I always enjoy our talks. Now, the same doesn't apply to you at the abbot's table. You can talk with all you like. Though I wouldn't recommend it. Father Abbot does not look kindly on idle chatter. Well, I gotta talk to the Lord. He invited me to dinner. Hope I don't make a fool of myself. These men are far above my station. I wish you could take my place, Brother Piero. You deserve the honor. Separate with the abbot and a nobleman. I could get used to it. No. Anyways, I'm sorry for how the prior treated you. It's not fair. It's humiliating. Oh, no, my son. There's no need to worry about me or my pride. And we all need to taste of humility from time to time to keep our feet in this earth. Now, Andreas, you are my pride. I cannot claim to have taught you much, but I am proud to have known you and your work. And when you leave all this Curacao Abbey behind, you can call upon your friend Lawrence, the Baron Rothvigel, to help you in your career. He's wrong, you know. Ferric is wrong about you being slow. There's nothing wrong with your style. It's not old just because a nobleman says so. Don't trouble yourself over it. Time passes for us all. Things change. The future will ride over the present. You need not fear it, any of it, so long as you remain true to yourself and God. Now, I must hurry to the refectory to join my brothers. I'll see you inside. I see cover to come. My lord. You know, is that a pig head? Andreas, glad you can join us. Thank you, my lord. Father Gurnet, Father Thomas, Friar Fanick. Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Oh, the Gospel of Matthew, wonderful. Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church. The gates of Hades will not overcome it." Have you read Matthew much, Andreas? Yes, I studied extensively while I was in university. I was pursuing my theology degree. Yeah. Him. What? I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven, or however you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you lose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That reminds me, Father Gurnet, have you read anything by Martin Luther? Yeah, I thought the modern interpretation was that you're supposed to suffer now and then you get rewarded in heaven. Not work hard and keep everything when you die. More like Egyptian thinking. He did mention Hades. There has to be some Greek and Egyptian influence in this testament they're using. I can't say that he has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. And we're really not supposed to be talking over someone reading the Bible. My lord, is the meal to your liking? I believe I remember you enjoying our quail on your last visit. The quail? My God, Father Abbot. The quail's fine, but don't you think Luther's ideas are worth discussing? He's talking about the future of the church, shaking things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. Father Thomas, you see value in his ideas, do you not? My lord, I mean no offense, but I do not. Brother Matthew, yes, how appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church scale of indulgences? Barron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation. Fine, fine. What about Andreas? Certainly, a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thoughts on his work. Yes, I have some thoughts. There's a great deal of theology merit to Martin Luther's work. I must respect Father Savage wishes at his table, my lord. Yeah. I'm not trying to be talking blasphemous, especially not, like, in my workplace, you know? Like, there's a saying, don't shit where you eat. I think this is, like, respectfully shut the fuck up. At 2, Andreas, I expected more of you. Enough! Lord Rothfugel, you are our guest and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. You will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas, Matthew, or with any other brother. Is that clear? I suppose, Father, it's your abbey, but you're taking too much offense at this and you're far too afraid of change. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, a reform is coming to the church. You had better accept it. Whoa! Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change to the Holy Church with their whim. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous, outrageous. How dare you? I see. I've overstepped my bounds, and I suppose you've ruined everyone's suppers. My apologies. In spite of this unpleasantness, I will make a good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of Historia Tasse. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. Well, no need to overstay on welcome, fathers, brothers, Andreas. Good night. They just invited me to an awkward dinner. He, like, came in here to, like, stir shit up, and, like, he thought I'd help him, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't seem like a good guy. I know this is a murder mystery. He's probably gonna go, like, rape some girl right now. We're gonna find her dead, and, like, it's gonna obviously be him. But he's gonna be untouchable, so I have to look for evidence. You know how it'd be. Thank you, Andreas, for not letting him engage you in his debate. No good would have come of it. I mean, I think that no good may have come of it, since now he's pissed at me, right? Like, it might be. He seemed, like, not happy with it. It's just, whenever I see "this'll be remembered" on the screen, it's like, makes me take, like, a big gulp. I'm like, uh-oh, what's gonna happen? And I think that's kind of the point. Makes you feel the impact of what you just said. Like, oh shit, should I have said that? But, you know, like, I think noblemen are, or at least society is told that these monks are above the station of any lord, right? They're servants of God. So they should take priority. Now then, I must ask you to leave so I can speak to the brothers in chapter privately. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. Bro, I didn't even get to munch a fucking biscuit. I'll take my leave as well. Good night. Don't worry about Father Gurna and the Baron. I'm sure it will all be fine by morning. I hope Father Abbot can see that the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time to express himself. a lord does not ask for forgiveness, you just give it to him. That seems unlikely. And maybe so, but we must never lose hope. In any case, I do hope the Baron respects the abbot's wishes for the rest of his stay, for everyone's sake. Brother Piero, what do you think of Martin Luther's ideas? Ah! That is for younger and wiser men to me to decide. I am just a monk, thank God. Good night, my son. Sleepy times. I should get some sleep. Or, oh. Am I like on rails right now, dog? I can't sneak back in, or do I have to go in the back way, maybe? Oh! There's a lamp still burning in the guest house. Lorenz must still be awake. I wonder how he's doing. And what he's thinking. He's a Baron, but you couldn't have expected that to go well. The storm doesn't seem to be lighting up anytime soon. I should get back to the gardeners. But I wonder how Lorenz is doing. Huh? Is that a KKK or a ghost? KKK or a go-go-go? You alright, Master Mauler? Did you see that in the aqueduct? The ghost? Yes. It could be a Roman, maybe even an old pagan. Wouldn't be the first time people have seen ghosts around these parts. Interesting. Well, I think I found Johann's lost sheep. I'm going to head home. Take care, Master Mauler. Not killed. There's this beautiful. The achievement for looking at flowers, apparently. Snowdrops, one of the only flowers that can bloom are in the early spring at this altitude. Under St. Maria's statue looks ancient. Smoky. Most of this filling in the abbey's renovations of firewood, the count could only gather sticks. Oh, this is lovely. I'd fuck right here. Nice candlelight. Beautiful scenery. Carving of Saint Sadia looks quite old. Looks like Artemis to me. I mean, maybe Sadia's her Christian name. I have no idea. I don't know the patron saints, really. I know St. Nicholas because he's Santa Claus. And I think St. Peter's the guy who, like, determines if you get into heaven. And St. Patrick likes beer, I guess. The waterfall must flow down from the snow melt in the mountains above the abbey. Old salt mine. Hastings' old salt mine now. I think that one made money before the Imperial Road opened up. And we don't mine for salt anymore? I feel like that's pretty... I think we've been using salt since it was first discovered. And in increasing quantities, really. I think that everybody is like low-key addicted to salt and we just don't want to freaking admit it, like... It doesn't taste that good, but it makes everything taste good. Because we're addicted to it. It's the only way I can explain it. I don't want to eat just salt, but like, if I put salt on anything, it probably tastes better. Looks like a Dutch windmill. What's it doing in Bavaria? I don't know, ever heard of a Dutch oven? I can take it around. Ladybird! Last window is probably made in the Low Countries. Come here, beans. Oh, who's defacing these ruins? How strong is? I wonder who the artist is. Is that cat kicking up a turd? The deer's pretty decent. Or is that a horsey? I guess that has a saddle. Look at that fish. I'm not sure what the... An angel? Angel and a fish? And look, that's just like an injured man in a hat. Is that me? The hat does look quite similar, and he's got the hair too. It could also be a woman because it's triangle body and not... What's this? Perhaps this must have allowed access to the aqueduct. Keep that in mind. Columbine looks like it's coming early. Columbine? I didn't want to say that, but then I'm like, you know what, it probably is named after a plant. I know it's the place where his school got shot up famously. Ah, no! Pale horse, still on the floor. Are these like sexy sounds or what the fuck? Hello, are you alright in there? I thought... Matins, the pale horse, death. Matins, a monastic hour corresponds to 2 a.m. Used for the night prayer. So, a prayer in the night, the pale horse of death. Is she talking about the ghost? Did she, like, see it from her window? Sister, listen to my voice. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yes. Yes, Father, I hear you. I'm here. Is this now? Yes, you are with us, and this is now. I apologize, Andreas. Imagine that must have been quite alarming. She alright? It sounded like she was having an ecstatic vision. You know, it surprises me, Andreas, though the Baron did say you were an educated man. But Sister Amelie is a mystic, gifted with visions when God sees fit to give her one. And I watch a bitch get her teeth pulling out for that. Some are more frightening than others. Talking about Kingdom Come, guys. What is she doing there? Does she live in the church? Oh, is she in prison? She's been sealed in the cells next to the church for almost 10 years now. Yeah, Jesus. If you come to Mass more often, you would see that I give her communion through a window to her cell. Oh, is she an anchoress? She is, yes, devoted to God, enclosed in the cells next to the church. She is dead to the world, but continues a life of prayer and religious contemplation. And what, she's an ex-criminal? And sometimes, ever so rarely, she receives great and terrible visions. Is she local tasting, or was she a nun in Curacao? Neither. She came here from a Benedictine abbey in Lower Bavaria after it burned down. I'm her confessor and caretaker. Many anchoresses are not literate. I write down her visions to help interpret them. I thought all the monks and nuns at Curacao could read, even Brother Volkbert. Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. The fuck was that? Switch from monastic text to common. What, was she like speaking different, or? Of course, sister. She seems unhappy. She's not unhappy, but she is in pain, both physical and spiritual. And so did it like presumptuously write it in her normal tone because she's a nun, but then like she's tired and in pain, so it'd switch it to common? It would really benefit from voice acting. Her spiritual pain comes from her relations. They come and go. Revelations. I try to address them as best I can. The physical pain comes from a deformity in her spine and aching in her joints. She gets scoliosis too, I know of no cure for that save a prayer to the Almighty. You can like kick her in the spine and hope for the best. Sister Amelie was saying she had a vision of death. Could someone be in danger? Yeah, absolutely. Oh no, don't rush the judgment. Her visions are divine and powerful, but they have many, many meanings. Some of her revelations take years to comprehend. Some may never be understood at all, as God wills it. Still, the argument at dinner was quite troubling. Perhaps it was cast a shadow over our thoughts. Now then, the good sister appears to have fallen back to sleep. I must prepare for bed myself. Good night, Andreas. Good night, Father. carvings are quite curious. Person. Nuns family keeps beehives for the honey and wax. Sounds like none of your beeswax to me, motherfucker. Zimmerman house. Andrea Schmidt Smithy, so much smaller than the one he uses at the Abbey. Yeah. Oh, pretzels! Bavarian pretzel? Bavarian cream pie? Steiner. Schlow? Looks a little Faust, hey. Ruins, wonderful old Roman colony. Amazing is lucky to have so much woodwort naturally growing, but it had to buy it back in Nuremberg. Stoll's house. And just walking around this town, it's helping me more than looking at the map ever could. So conceptually, I think that these roads are at least exactly as they are in the game world, but like, not everything's very well labeled. Like, these houses, it doesn't tell me who they belong to, and not all of them are enterable either. I think it'd be important to know that that's the smithy right there, but it's not labeled. It's, you think it's a house, and like the church is there, but it's not called anything. It's, Plus, I didn't really go with the charcoal burner. The church is a very confusing place, and actually we're going to spend a lot of time there. The man in the house just sleeping on a wood chair? That's terrible. No. Why are you there? No, I can't just leave the money on the table. I have to, like, give it to his wife discreetly. I mean, I would like to sneak around the library, but it doesn't seem like that's an option right now. Probably because we're still on rails until someone gets murdered, I think. Oh, there's a leaky roof. That's most unfortunate. It's gonna ruin the floor. You know, it ruins the wood floor. And then down here, this floor is all dirt. There's not an actual floor because that's a waste of materials. So, like, it's gonna make mud in the house, and that's awful. It's alright, Ursula. Good morning, what happened? Storm rolled in during the night. It hasn't let up all morning. What's that got to do with Ursula? She didn't sleep well. Clara and I have been doing what we can here to keep all of us from washing away. I see. So, mudslides and such. Peter and George are outside trying to deal with flooding the best they can. Oh my, is the farm in danger? There's always the danger with this much rain, but we've lived through worse. Dabby's up on the top of a hill, it's fine. Whatever happens, it will be as God wills it. Yeah. We have faith in Providence and endure what is to come. I have some food for you. It's a buffet. Maybe she's upset she can't do shit today. She'll get washed away in the mud. Here, sorry I couldn't prepare anything more. Thank you, I appreciate everything. No. This seems like flirting, that ain't right. Thank you, and Otto said hello. Of course he did, haha. Made her day. Good, thank you. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas. Try to stay dry. Thanks, you too. Good luck. Can you give that advance payment? Andreas! You alright, Peter? No. Some of our sheep escaped, and I'd rather not spend my morning fixing this damn wall for the third time this year. This is why, the way it always is, rain falls, the Abbey rolls downhill to us little people. Well, maybe you should dig a trench, huh? Just think, what if the water could slip underneath the wall instead of having to push through it? Now, obviously the trench would, you know, erode and get wider with time, but you can just lay down some wood planks to, like, solidify it. It's hard to blame the Abbey for that, it's just how the ring works. There's a reason we're down here and they're up there, Andreas. Anyways, I have to get back to this. See you later. Come on, I got money for you, homie. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Clara. I have something for you. This should be enough to pay my rent and tax you of the Abbey. Andreas, this is far more than your rent payments. We can't accept this. Please, Clara, still saying doing you Peter been such great souls. Consider the rest as a gift in addition to my rent. I insist enough to pay back the Abbey, yes. He who sows sparingly will also reap sparingly. He who sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. You better feed me, woman. Oh, Andreas, thank you, but how did you even get so much coin? Are you sure you'll have enough to spare? I convinced Brother Matthew to pay me early. Bless you 1,000 times, Andreas. You don't know what this means to us. Happy to help. It's the Christian thing to do. You're a good man, Andreas. Thank you. Fades. Fades. I'll let you move on with today. God bless. Till later. Road's flooded, can't get to work. And the abbot's still gonna be mad at me. I relate to this so fucking hard. The, like, main-ass road floods whenever we get a hurricane over here. Can't get to work. And you know what? The back roads around it also fucking flood. And it was like, why you late? Why you late? I was like, bitch, I wasn't even sure I could fucking come in. Good morning, Andres. So, Otto and Ava, huh? Yes, what about them? How is their courtship developing? Doing fine, you think? Come on, tell me the juicy details. What's going on between them? I mean, I'm not a gossip, Andres. I do not ask this to pour water onto the rumor mill, but for the concern I have for the happiness of my friends. Otto practically asked me to be his messenger. I'm only trying to understand how things stand. Now let's convince him. Of course, Andreas, fancy talk for being nosy. Well, if he asks me, I think Otto's being a bit too slow about it. Fucking... That's his thoughts. He's a blacksmith, all he knows is pounding. Oh. He's old enough already not to be smitten like a boy. They both like each other, seems to me. If you found the right person, you should go for it. That's what I would do. Where's Mr. Schmidt, if I may ask? Oh, that's a private matter. I have an intended Sabine waiting for me in Nuremberg. You can trust me, Andres. Aren't we friends? That's what the gossipers always say. But we are friends, I can't deny that. I do hope to find someone to have at my side as we build a family. God has not given me the blessing. Worry not, it could happen at any moment, Andres. Yeah, he seems like a busy guy, he's fucked. He's got dad bod going for him. One hopes so. And I must get back to work. Andreas, enough talk. Until later. It's making me take the long road, because I can't get my little booties too soaked. Drag mud all over the house of God. Ulrich. God be with you, Andreas. Seems like we have a good spring storm enough. I hope it lets up soon. Good morning. It's annoying. I have to walk all the way up to the Abbey in this. Complaining won't do you any good. Best endure and have faith in God. Ulrich, I paid Gret for last week's pumpernickel. Sorry to make you wait for it. It's no trouble at all. Please say hello to Lucky for me. Of course, now I'm off to home and then to the Nifflers. Good morning, Agnes. What's going on at the Pfeiffer's? Helena has about a month to go before her child is due. Her last one was hard. He didn't make it. God rest his soul. I just want to give her the best chance she can have. It's in God's hands. Trust in Providence. Always Ulrich, but I do what I can to help. Why make the Lord do all the work? I must be off, Mom. Good day to you both, and Andreas, stay out of the rain. So I'm talking to everyone in the rain. Tell Hannah I pray for her health. She will appreciate that, Andreas. Thank you. Until later. Until later, Agnes. Oh, you got bacon, egg, and cheese in here? Hannah. Hey. Andreas, such a pleasure to see you, and looking so handsome as always. Back for more of my rye. You know I can't stay away from your rye. Andreas. I was passing by the thought, and I should say hello. Now I must say goodbye. Aren't you a good man? Well, you're always welcome here, Andreas. And always welcome to my rye. Be well. Till later, grits. Was that flirtatious? Fucking your wife, bro. Steiner house. They got actual floors. Well, it's a Steiner's position, I don't know. Father, I've said this before, but it isn't good that the water drains here so quickly. It's affecting the foundation. It needs to be looked at. I understand, but if you dig here, you may be disturbing the bodies decomposing in the yard. Of course, Father, but they're going to be dug back up again anyway. Yes, but why disturb them unnecessarily? Yeah, this is your church, Father, but you can't put this off forever. This foundation is going to crack. I understand. Perhaps after some of the bones have been moved to the ossuaries. Thank you, Lucky. Good day, Master Mahler. Good day, Father Thomas. Everything alright with the church? Oh yes, Lucky was again reminding me of the danger of severe rainfall composed to the foundation. God looks after his flock, but sometimes the pen requires an earthy hand. It will be taken care of. God be with you, Andreas. And with you, Father Thomas, until later. Never got very far in Graveyard Keeper. I didn't realize that there was, like, a set time limit when we're supposed to, like, dig up bodies. Like, you kind of pay for a time slot with your grave. Way too expensive considering. I'd like to play more of that, though. You know, I learned a little bit about graveyard keeping. Just a very slow grind at the start. Figuring out how to get blue points was the big thing. I remember the fishing being kind of interesting, though. There. Hello there, Master Moller. Hotel. Bumped into any ghosts lately? Not since we last spoke. Good, good. Have you ever seen a nicer view? Don't get sights like this in the cities, I expect. There is many Roman ruins. Get done without mud on my shoes, but the aqueduct does make a nice silhouette. Hard to believe the Romans built a town all the way out here and just let these structures fall apart. Oh yes, the old Roman ruins. Tasting is full of them. Quite the marvels they are. I didn't pay much mind to the writing on them, as I can't read Latin myself. But you might enjoy giving them a look. If you do, you'll have to tell me if they match the old legends I read about. It's sort of old legends. Well, when Father Matthias was abbot, he would let me borrow books from the abbey's library. What? I think I read through half of that library before Gurna became abbot. His writing just got fancier. I hold him in higher esteem, I suppose. He and Father Thomas are strict about which books should be read now. Is that really an S? The fuck is it? It looks like a bean. Books should glorify God, they say, not discuss the old pagan ways. Still, the accounts of the Romans and pacing are my favorites. That old book talked about how the Roman knight Gaius Melius defeated Ferretti, I think it was. Heavy snowfall had him caught in this very valley. Barbarians on all sides when Mars sent a wolf to the night. Mars, the god of war? Instead of killing the beast, Gaius followed it into a magical spring with trees covered in all sorts of fruit. Mars provided the wolf and the spring, and Gaius Metellus found tasting after defeating the barbarians to honor Mars. That's where all this came from. Sounds like the story Brother Matthew told me about St. Maurice. Without the Roman gods, of course. surprised that Curious has any record of tasting before St. Mary's. It's the same person. Just like I was saying, that other saying looked like Artemis. It probably is Artemis, just as this guy's just a Roman soldier. Give him a Christian name. I hadn't thought of that. Both were snowed into the valley, weren't they? And saved by a spring. I wonder if it's the same story. Oh, I don't know about that, Master Mauler. A lot of stories get made up over the years, nipped up. I might all be fable, but I enjoy the story all the same. It's nice to feel you've connected to those who came before you, even if only by the land you're on. Books connect the past we could hardly imagine exist. Well said. It's been good chatting with you, Master Mauler, but I better get back to work. You let me know if you have any particularly good books in that library, alright? I will. Until later, Till. Like, it's a Christian thing to not be rude to your neighbors, but he's ridiculous. Smokey. Oh, Master Mauler. Yeesh. We met once before, I think. You were drawing something by the waterfall. I'm Smokey. Well, Adam, but people call me Smokey. You're a charcoal burner. Yes, I have to stay out here in the forest near the kiln. Is there anything I can do for you? No, just being friendly. Oh, of course. Good to see you. Until next time, Master Mauler. Hold on. Hello? You're not local, are you? No, I'm staying tasting only briefly. Is Smokey a friend of yours? No, I mean, I didn't know him before coming tasting, but he's let me stay with him, so yes, I suppose he is. People don't mind much like Romani. Most folks despise anything that's different, like staying in the edge of town. The Lord shaped us each with our own purpose and gifts. How can I disdain his creation? Attitude, I suppose more would share. I haven't seen you too often. Do you live here? I'm only visiting tasting as well. My name is Andreas Mauler. Oh, you're the artist staying up at the Abbey. It's nice to meet you. Most folks in tasting don't come down here to talk. Right. I'm Vescow, traveling tinker. Now what you're doing, it looks like you're sharpening a knife. I travel from place to place, sharpening knives, mend small things that need mending. That's a... Oh, so you're a handyman. It's not quite a tinkerer. I brought you to tasting. That's why people tasting need much tinkering. Probably do. Well, I actually came to visit Curious's library. I hoped for one of the monks to read them to me, but the abbot wouldn't let me in. It's a great shame that Kirsu hides his books away from the town. Everyone should have access to knowledge. We are alike in that regard, Master Mauler. What were you looking for? Well, I explained I was looking for a text about the elements. As am I. If they were primordial, as Aristotle says, then God didn't create them. They exist with them since the dawn of time. Fascinating idea, but Genesis clearly says the Lord created the heavens and earth, but not the elements. Ascalon, that's heresy. Not only that, but it explains the presence of the angels and demons before the creation of the world. Of the 5 elements, angels are fire and air, and demons are water and earth. And the world was ether before the Lord formed it. Why are angels fire and demons water? You don't think that's mixed up? Like, water comes from the sky, bro, and it's also non-destructive. This water's destructive too, but you know, it's usually the other way around. That's why Satan appeared as a snake to Eve. Snakes can only dwell in deep caves and pools. What? Because it's earth and water? Is that what you're saying? Look, I studied theology. I'm not gonna enforce it like that. You might be onto something. I did not expect such open dialogue with you, Master Mahler. You men with your stature would entertain such ideas with someone like me. Anyways, I should get back to work. Till later, Viscolav. I'm saying Andreas is someone who wants to learn. He studied the church because the church has knowledge. Barron? Get a friendly greeting from Martin. Called him an idiot, told Martin to help his family. Martin ended the conversation mad. Come on. I called him an idiot, sure. Alright, you can be mad at me for that. But tell him to help his family. You should help your fucking family, bro. What's that in your hand? Did you just rob someone? Eat shit, Andreas. Ah, shit! I should get to the scriptorium. Gurnet will give me an earful if I'm late again. God be with you, Andreas. Is God with us? Look at this rain. So preparing to leave, even with this weather. The weather is unfortunate, but the Baron's wife, Lady Shamia, will be arriving today. My lord intends to depart as soon as she arrives. How long have they been married? Several years now. She's a fine woman, a true lady. I was hoping to bid farewell to the Baron before he leaves. I'm sure he would appreciate that. He spoke highly of you before he went to bed. He was disappointed that you didn't debate him at supper, but he understands that you didn't want to anger the abbot. Right, still have to work here for the next month or two, so I'm saying. Part of the art of rhetoric is understanding the right forum in which to persuade someone. I think the issues are more theologically complex than is suitable for mealtime conversation. You should have known that Luther's positions against the church would have been a welcome topic. Yeah, he needs to know the right place to speak of such things. You want to pull some of these monks aside, talk to them in private, and then get them to back you up when you bring this up at dinner, and that's how you convince them. But just all at once. That was not the right forum for the abbot. My lord always wants to discuss things when the mood hits him. He is not alone in feeling it, unfortunately. Often alone in feeling it. Is there any chance I could redeem myself in the Baron's eyes? Complained about being late. What? How is that a bad thing? Expressed frustration, fascination with Luther's ideas. Addressed the Baron by his Christian name. He told me to, motherfucker. Tried to turn the Baron stubborn. I had other engagements. Eloquently declined to debate Lorenz at dinner. Apparently not. Perhaps not on this occasion. I believe you may have offended the Baron in some other ways as well. Some ways. Or some ways. I would not fret too much about it, Master Mahler. He is a forgiving man. Where's your master gone, then? Went for a walk early in the morning. He didn't say when he'd be back. He's the reason the rain hasn't stopped. Hope it returns soon. The rain is turning everything into mud. No, that's very strange. Not odd for him. My lord enjoys hiking in all sorts of weather. A little rain never bothers him. I can sympathize. We Swabians enjoy a good walk through nature, even in such conditions. Yeah, he's pretty unusual. Maybe so. I only know him as my lord for these last 7 years. That reminds me, did you see a short, surly-looking young man in a hat on your way up this morning? Surely be me. That can only be Martin Bauer. I might have gone with sullen or whiny, but yes, that's him. He ran past me in the meadow. I was walking past up the hill. He's in quite a hurry. That would explain my ward's missing rings. Sold them out. Well, he's a piece of shit. Fuck that guy. He told me to eat shit. What rings are these? 1 gold, 1 silver, a handful of gulden. Book the Baron was planning to give the Abbey. Golden. Gold coins used as currency throughout the Holy Roman Empire, though different standards exist for the golden in different regions. Additionally, the equivalent of Florentine florins. When he said 1 gold, 1 silver, he's talking about the rings. And he said a handful of golden. Are you talking about like cheap gold rings? No, he's talking about actual coins. Confusing. A book, Historia Taci? I believe so, yes. I went to pack the Baron's things and they were missing. The boy is a known thief. It wouldn't surprise me if he's responsible for the missing rings. That would explain it then. Regrettably, he had ample opportunity for his theft. Yesterday I caught the boy with the hat, Martin I suppose, peering through the windows. I could have admonished him at the time, but, well, he seemed harmless. That's a shame. I hope the Baron won't be too put out. My lord is a man of some means. He wouldn't miss the gold or the rings. I do think he will be upset about the book. He was quite excited for the abbot to see it. In any case, I must finish preparing the horses. It's good talking to you, Andreas. Of course, I hope this rain lets up soon. God willing, until next time. Till then. That's unfortunate. Peace. I feel like I've talked a lot. Oh, this is wonderful. The rest of the abbey is soaked and there's a drop of rain here. Good thing the abbey and Otto replaced the roof of the scriptorium in the library last month. Probably the most important roof to patch, considering it's got books in it. Paying work. With the calefactory next door, we can stay warm while everyone else is cold and wet. Instead of bragging about your good fortune, you should think upon your brothers and sisters and pray for their health and safety. Lord Edict, aren't you happy that the books are safe? The Abbey's force they save a lot of work and protected what's in the library. The town hasn't fared as well. Brother Guy's mirth at the misfortunes of our brethren has quenched the flame of joy in my heart. Yeah, well. We have a grumpy old monk, but where's the nice one? Brother Piero? I haven't seen him yet today. I did. Before Brother Guy arrived, Brother Piero left to speak to Abbot some time ago. Why is Matthew ringing the bell? It can't be terrace already? I pray it stops soon. Such cacophony is an assault to my frail ears. Not stopping. I suppose this means we're being summoned to the chapter house. God, give me strength to endure the rain. It's 50 feet, old man. You'll be fine. God, give me strength to endure this, man. Still not stopping. What's going on? This can't be because of the storm. I should see what's the matter. No, like, you're a guest. You should keep working. You just got a ton more work pushed onto you, bro. Like, fucking do it. That sounded like a scream coming from the cloister. And where's the fire? In this weather? Coming from the chapter house? These screams are coming from the chapter house. I think something terrible has happened to Master Andres. Naked man, naked man. Oh, that's a lot of blood. Is that the Baron? Here I thought he was gonna be the bad guy. Maybe he died in self-defense, but like... Jesus. What a twist! What happened? I think it's the Baron. He's been hurt. I think he's a little more than hurt. He got a knife sticking out of him. Looks like some head damage. Cut up arms. A lot of blood. Please, Father, where's Brother Florian? Have him come quickly. Be silent, brother. Brother Florian, if you please. Mortis. I'm sorry, Father. There's nothing to be done. He's dead. Sister Margaret, calm yourself. Sister Gertrude, please take Sister Margaret back to the garden. The sister's allowed to be in the same room as the brothers. Yes, Mother Cecilia. God protect us, the Baron was a friend of Prince Bishop Freezing. Why is he so worried about the Prince Bishop? This abbey is odd in more ways than more than one way. Its existence offends some in the church. We are far enough from Rome and Mayor that everyone forgets about us, but this could bring unwanted attention. Florian, how easily do you think you could dispose of this body? Father Abbot, what are you saying? Why are you questioning me? Why are you wasting precious time? He's starting to break out of his tone. Do you want to see the soldiers of the Prince Bishop march over our steps and fling your brothers and sisters out of our home? No, God protect us, God, Prince, lads, quiet! Calm yourselves, all of you. Father Abbot, Baron Rothfugel's manservant is already preparing to leave. The Baron's wife should be here in a matter of hours. This is not the time for rash decisions. Yes, you're right. Forgive me. But then, what will we do? We must send the Baron's man to court of the Prince Bishop of Freezing at once. Mother Cecilia, the Baron said the Prince Bishop's archdeacon was in Innsbruck for the Imperial Diet. Even better, swift action will silence any whispers of impropriety on our part. Given the Baron's stature, the Archdeacon will undoubtedly come to investigate immediately. We must cooperate with him fully and pray for a speedy resolution. Yes, good, thank you, Mother Cecilia. Brother Wolsov, please detain Brother Piero in the cellar until the Prince Bishop's man arrives. What's wrong with Brother Piero? Why? Father Gurnet, I implore you to reconsider. He was caught in flagrant, delicto, covered in blood with a knife in his hand. Oh, what? In flagrant delicto, that is what it said, in blazing offense. Indicting an individual has been caught in the act of committing a crime. I understand. Father, do you really believe that Brother Piero is capable of such a foul deed? This old-ass man? I mean, he said he was holding the knife, and the knife was in him when we got here. He didn't, like... Did he, like, go to set it down? He's just like, yeah, might as well stick it right back in him. Not set it aside gracefully. Nah, that sounds pretty bad. Capable enough when motivated by anger. I had no anger against the Baron, Father Abbot. I simply came across him like this. No anger, not even for insulting your work and forcing you to give it to Andreas. There's no reason to kill him, man. This is not a subject for debate. When the Prince Bishop's man arrives, he must not be empty-handed. He wasn't angry. Everyone in the scriptorium knows that. Even Guy knows that. Be quiet. This is not your affair. It's my affair if you're going to make me part of Brother Piero's supposed motive. That's true. Forgive me, Father Gurna. I did not think Brother Piero could have done this. I'm through debating this with you. My decision stands. Brother Wolsev will detain Brother Piero in the cellar until I say otherwise. Brother Florian, please escort Andreas out of the abbey. Andreas, do not show your face here again until tomorrow. Do you understand me? What about our work? We're pretty behind. Yes. I don't appreciate you following me with that knife. We don't know who did it. Andreas, listen to me. I sympathize with you. I don't think Piero did this either. But this isn't the time to push the abbot. I'm sure the other brothers and sisters believe Piero is innocent as well. But the abbot is worried about the Prince Bishop's attention. If you have any recommendations, I'd love to hear them. As something... I can't let Piero die for something he didn't do. Take a few hours to calm your nerves and your mind. You'll need to think clearly. Go to the Druckers, eat a good meal, and come back at Nuns. We won't have much time, but tap on my window with a small stone. I'll let you in. Let me in for what? To examine the body. I am an educated man. I should follow Florian's advice and go to the Druckers. Hopefully it'll clear my head. You're gonna be upset about dinner though. Heretic. You will. His letter type is laid upside down before it gets stamped. Good day, Andreas. Back from the Abbey already. It's only noon. Why does he get letter type text? Andreas, are you alright? No, something terrible has happened. Oh god, what happened? No, forgive me. Come inside and sit down for a minute. It's not an imposition. I'd appreciate a moment to rest. Yeah, this has been a difficult day. Use a distraction. No. Not an imposition at all. My friends are always welcome in my home. Besides, I can use your opinion on something. I like how sometimes it doesn't get enough ink. Good day, Andreas. Should I fix you a plate? Always glad to eat your cooking, Marie. Oh my, Klaus, you must invite Andreas over more often so I can hear someone compliment my food. I'm guessing she's not actually that good. Ah, your cooking is lovely, darling. Hello? Bertold? Oh, Bertold, how are you? Sleepy. Mood. Come back to my workshop. Oh, I guess he does the printing in town. That's why he's got that. I'm going to do a new run of Till Eulenspiegel. There's been printing a few years ago in Strasbourg, but it was awful, almost bereft of illustrations. What do you think of these new ones? Those sexy legs. What is he doing? Is sowing seeds? This Johnny Appleseed? But it looks like he's doing something sacrilegious, perhaps. Like, people are like, what was he doing? Throwing food on the ground, perhaps? Is this like a new thing? I have no idea what this book is. Probably would have been good if I looked at the tooltip when it was there. They look wonderful, excellent work. The figures and compositions are terrific, but the background is quite dense and busy. Ah, that's true. Like, you see how it's got really thick outlines? It's kind of necessary for it to not blend in with the background, but still it happens sometimes. Like, look at the guy's nose, how it just kind of fades into that tree. No real clear distinction between the two. And the sky, like, what the fuck is that sky? Just lines. It's like a waste of space. I think they're a little busy. The ground looks nice, it's actually quite good. Just enough detail, it's some little bumps here and there so you know it's dirt. I would suggest running this in 2 passes with the background elements and a lighter ink to help the characters stand out. Layers. That's a fine idea. I'll pass on your compliments to Marie. Are these her woodcuts? Oh, so the image was a wood carving. They are. The drawings were mine, but she did the block cuts. I got enough talent to draw the designs, but only she can do the woodcuts and types. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. 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 I'm hungry. Amen. Amen. Andreas, what were the bells at the Abbey? Were they sounding for a long time? The visiting nobleman, Lorenz Rothvogel, was found murdered in the chapter house. God in heaven, he just rode by here yesterday. Yes, and it gets worse. One of the elderly brothers I work with in Scriptorum, Piero, was accused of the crime. That's awful. A murder in Curacao? How could a monk do such a thing? I'm sorry, Andreas. The Baron seemed like an interesting man, and I know he's a patron of the Abbey for years. How did he die? Could it have been an accident? Nah, you know what? I blame the abbot. He's been a douche. Got him all stressed out. Does the abbot really believe that Brother Piero killed him? We've always spoken to him in the kindest terms. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, this wasn't just a simple stab in the back and walk away. Obviously, there'd be a pool of blood, but, like, there was blood all over this guy, and head trauma. Like, there was an actual fight here. I think that the old man would be damaged if... not, like, having actual evidence all over him, you know? No, I can't believe Piero did it. I can't imagine him harming anyone. Stabbed? It's hard for me to imagine a monk doing that as well, but who knows? Oh, but could it have been one of the sisters? And how did he even get a knife? Like, it had to have come from the kitchen. Maybe it was a sister. Coming on to one of the sisters again. But if it wasn't Brother Piero, how do you think he could have done it? It's really a nice meal, actually. Like, they must have prepared a feast. You just have to stay indoors for the rain. I did see Lucky Steiner get into a shouting argument with Lorenz yesterday, just before I walked by your place. Lucky? Why would he have caused a shout out of Nolan? Egg pasta. Interesting. Is that like ramen noodles? Sausage, farmer's bread. Farmer's bread looks tasty, honestly. Let me try this egg pasta. Probably something else going on that you wouldn't know about, dear. What do you mean by that? I'm not one to trade gossip, but if you really want to know, talk to some of the other women in town. Or Mother Cecilia up at the Abbey. My Mother Cecilia, I didn't realize she saw much of tasting. Oh, there's no need for that. Lucky is a forthright man. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you what the argument was about. Thank you both. That's good advice. There's something else, though. When Lorenz and I were walking through the meadow, the widow of Kemperton came out of the woods and... Yes. Well, she cursed him. I'm not surprised. Otilda's late husband, Ranning, ran afoul of Lorenz on his last visit to Tasting. I don't remember the details, but Ranning died just last year, and Otilda hasn't been the same since. She was always an old bitch, even before she was old. Wow, so that's enough. She had to deal with that job a lot. Like, she had to deal with a job's lot in life. What is a job? And now she lives all alone at the edge of the woods. There are rumors she's going to lose her property soon. I do pity her, even if she is a bitter woman. There should be some exception in the law for her to inherit. Seems like it would be most just, yes. It wasn't always this way. I think my great-grandmother inherited this land way back when. Well, if men changed it, they can change it back. You're right as always, my dear. Enough about Otilia. Is anyone else you can think of may have done it? I don't know if he has any intent, but Prior Frank has been acting strangely since the day Lorenz arrived. That's true. Perhaps an academic disagreement. I know they're both avid readers, both of classics and new works. On his last visit, the Baron brought a book on astronomy for me. I know the Prior has some similar interests. But would the Prior kill someone over simple disagreements? Depends on nature of disagreement. Many have killed or been killed for their beliefs. It's not an opinion for some and a testament of faith for others and worth killing for. That may be so, but I've never seen that sort of anger in Prior Ferric, not even when Gurna was made abbot instead of him. Afterwards he seemed bitter, but never violent. That just doesn't seem to be part of his character. So Lucky, the widow and the abbey prior, anyone else? There was something strange when we approached the Abbey together. Mother Cecilia was outside with some of his sisters. Mother Cecilia scowled and took the nuns inside without saying a word. It sounded like they have a history, at least. I do not know Mother Cecilia personally, but I've never heard anyone speak badly of her. If she had cause to dislike the Baron, I must believe she had good reason. Well, Andreas, it sounds like there's a lot to look into. Thank you for your care. It helped me understand how I can help Piero. I guess I gotta figure this out before the Archdeacon arrives and casts judgment on the first guy who's being blamed. You're always welcome here, Andreas, anytime. Yeah! You're especially welcome with this one. God be with you, Andreas. Thank you, God be with you. I have several leads to follow, but where should I start? I could talk to Lucky Steiner, he's probably working in front of his house. The widow Kemper lives south here near Franz Bauer. Mayor Ferenc is usually in the scriptorium, but I won't be able to talk to him until tomorrow. Still, nothing would prevent me from talking to Mother Cecilia in the Covenant. But if I don't attend Brother Florian's examination of the body in Abbey, he'll have to do it without me. I mean, the body takes precedent, right? I might be missing something, like, I feel like that's maybe a major thing that'll advance time. But we got time to talk to people later, right? Yeah, it'll give me some things to question them on, too. Know what to look for, like maybe someone's knuckles are bruised because they got in a fist fight, or... I don't know what I'm gonna find. Mouse finger. You fang the mice? Good kitty. There she is. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? I need to talk to you about the Baron and how you walked away with the sisters when he arrived. Given the Baron was just murdered, it seems worth inquiring about the cause. Why do you not trust the Abbot's judgment? It's not the Abbot's judgment that matters, but the Archdeacon's. All too true, but you must proceed carefully in your inquiries. The Abbot does not want anything to interfere with the Archdeacon's investigation. That includes you. Help me. Help you what? Blame someone else for the murder? You know Piero didn't murder the Baron. It has to have been someone else. Help me find justice. What does justice look like, Andreas? This is not a Socratic exercise, Mother Cecilia. God knows from determined to the Gospels, he tells us we must strive to find it. Justice is providence of men, Andreas. This matter is out of my hands. I could have mistaken you for a man considering how well you play the part of Pilate. What? Come now, Mother Cecilia, have some pity for Brother Piero. Simply a nun. Why do you think I can help you? You know what happens at this abbey better than anyone. I saw you reacted when the Barron ride. You must know something about what's going on. Alright, I did have reason to be concerned about Baron Rothwigel's presence. The Baron caused irreparable harm to one of the sisters on his last visit. The damage was severe enough that he had to leave us for some time. What kind of harm? Irreparable. That is why I removed the sisters from his presence as soon as I could. Which sister? Can I speak with her? No, Andreas, I don't think that would be appropriate. Well, it doesn't help if I don't know what happened or to whom. I understand this is less information than you likely wanted, but I do not think I can tell you any more in good conscience. Trust me when I say the victim of this incident could not have killed the Baron. I need more than that. Are there any records on her? What happened? Yes, we keep records on all sisters in the library, and not that it does you any good. You're not allowed. Well, I have a way in. Could I ask Sister Luminata to see them? We won't give them to you. Our records aren't available to outsiders to look through. Don't tell her that. Sister Luminata told me there's a secret entrance. Oh, and do you know where it is? Yes, I found it exploring the crypt. I shouldn't have told her that. Are you kidding me? Don't try it. You'll be caught, and you'll be lucky if the abbot only banished you from the abbey until Judgment Day. And we'll see. Thank you for your help. You're probably right. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. May God bless you, Andreas Mahler. So, he either killed a woman, or he diddled her, and, you know, her thing is busted. Or both. Yeah, I gotta check out this body. This is the thing that can't wait. I don't think Lucky's running anywhere, and the Widow's fine, probably. Unless she did it, we haven't seen her, but, you know, she'd be gone already. Andreas, this way. There you are. I'm glad the storm didn't delay you. Now, even though I gave instructions that I was not disturbed, we must work quickly. Seeing a corpse up close can be unsettling for some. I hope you're up to it. Oh, I'm not sure, but I want to help Piero. I've paged through the Fasciculus Medicinae, and its wound illustrations, quite graphic. Books don't quite convey the reality of the situation, Andreas, or the smell. True. Now then, you should probably take notes as we go. They might be useful later. Of course. Where's the penis? I'll begin inspecting his antecessor, starting with the face and his anterior. What the fuck does that mean? Starting with his face and head. No visible wounds, no blemishes, teeth in good condition, nothing unusual. Really? It looked like he had a head wound to me. Neck, shoulders, and chest, ordinary. Need to clean some blood away to examine the torso. Yes, there's a puncture wound between the 6th and 7th ribs. It's fairly shallow, though. I estimate it penetrated only about an inch, and it likely came from his own hand. Swinging a knife like a dumbass. Wait, he inflicted it on himself? How can you tell? From the angle and depth of the strike, it's as though he were holding it in his right hand as he fell on his side. You must know I was not always a monk. I was a mercenary and 10 long years in Poland. So what, you kicked over a soldier and seen him fall on his own sword before? And just grazed them. My familiarity with wounds comes from my time on the battlefield. I am no true surgeon, but I think the closest Kirsu has. If the wound was that shallow, it doesn't sound like it could have been fatal. It wasn't, and it's likely incidental, received while falling on his own knife. He must have some other wounds that issued forth all the blood we found in him in. Who do you think killed him? I don't know. I can't even speculate. All I can do is examine his body and hope you can figure out the rest. Simply pointing out the implausibility of Brother Piero striking a fatal blow may not be enough to convince the Archdeacon. Brother Piero never should have picked up that knife. I'm sure the appearance of guilt never even crossed his mind. Now then, let's move on. Well, there was a sore on his sex. Probably from the French disease. I doubt it has anything to do with the murder. The French disease? I'm assuming this is herpes, but I gotta look this one up. In the French disease. Syphilis. Yuck. He's got like little white bumps all over his dick. I'm not familiar with it. It was discovered 20 years ago by French soldiers visiting brothels in Naples. Pretty sure syphilis like rots your brain too, or something like that. It fucks up your head. You can die from it if it's untreated, but it is curable. Anyways, it seems that the Baron was not the most faithful husband, not uncommon among the nobility. Though, what, is it possible the syphilis just like ate his brain and he fell on his knife? And he bashed his head on the hard floor? I'd expect a monk to be more shocked by this. I spent many years as a mercenary. Sex and death are common companions in that world. Besides, sex isn't all the rare in an abbey. Between the brothers. It's not relevant to our examination, Andreas. Let's continue. Other than a few blisters on his feet from what I assume are new shoes, there is nothing wrong with his legs. Andreas, can you help me turn him over? Yes. Readable. There's a slight irregularity in his spine, possibly from an old injury. I don't think it has anything to do with how he died, though. How could that have happened? I have no idea. Whatever the reason, it didn't contribute to his death. Here it is, a rather dramatic head wound. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I guess he was only looking at his face before, but yeah, the head. Could have been when he hit the floor. Or someone could have bashed him. It said it's dramatic, though, so it's gotta be pretty bad. The dark hair and the blood make it difficult to see, but it's quite bad. In my experience, I've never seen someone walk away from a head wound of this severity. How many have you seen? Too many and not enough. As grim as it sounds, there's always more to learn. Italian doctors try to examine as many corpses as they can to fully understand the mysteries of the body. The battlefield of Poland and Lithuania aren't as ideal a learning environment as the University of Bologna, but they did provide an education of sorts. I'd rather be treated by someone experienced than a novice with a university education. I appreciate your confidence. The wounds look like it was caused by a single powerful blow from a blunt object, probably no more than 4 or 5 inches across. 4 or 5 inches across, so like, yay big, blunt, could it have been like a communion chalice? My first thought was like a crucifix, because that's like narrow, and that's actually a good weapon for damaging someone. Like narrow tips, like more damage in a contained spot. That's why high heels are actually very fucking dangerous if someone wants to hit you with them. That shit will impale you. But, yeah, we're looking at maybe a chalice or, you know, a rock. Couldn't have been a book. That'd be too silly. But this is a game about books. How can you tell? The skull is cracked in a single spot, and there's a clear impression in the skin around it. I would take extraordinary precision to hit the same spot twice, unless the Baron were already dead. And it's likely he didn't die immediately. How long could he have survived for? What, bashed on the head, got dizzy, fell on his knife, made a cut at the end. I've seen similar injuries in battle. The victims don't last more than a few minutes, but it's an agonizing death. Even so, he couldn't have wandered far from where the blow was first struck. It may not have been tacked in the chapter house. Yeah, but the rain makes blood trail hard to follow if it's even there anymore. He was either attacked in the chapter house or someplace in the immediate area. Cloister? Yes, that's possible. The cloister connects directly to the chapter house, but there is a high risk of being seen. Anyways, whatever killed the Baron needed blunt instruments of considerable heft. The part impacted him was likely a little smaller than a fist. Could it have actually been a fist? No, I think a strongest soldier could could do this with a punch unless the Baron's head were pressed to the ground. Even then, you would also see damage to his nose or forehead. Could a woman or an elderly person have done it? Anyone could have, given the right weapon and sufficient height. Whoever did this must have caught the Baron unaware, save the small knife wound he has and other injuries. So an old man who can barely stand up straight doesn't have the height, you see. I suppose that he was struck, drew his knife to defend himself, and fell on it before Brother Piero discovered him. So I believe we discovered two important things. Piero didn't stab the Baron, even if he had, that isn't what killed him. Baron was killed by a heavy blunt object. Yes, exactly. If you can find what would cause the blow, it may lead you to the killer. I also know that Piero didn't stab Baron. We know that, and I suspect even the abbot knows that, but you need more evidence to convince the archdeacon. There's one other item of interest. I found it in the Baron's jacket, but I didn't want to open it without you. Note of some kind? As I'm caretaker of men, you are caretaker of parchment. I leave it in your capable hands. What does it say? It's not in English. The girl who died in the Innocent with her Martin's chapter. The girl who died in the Innocent with her. Okay, so the irreparable damage was someone dying, and the Innocent with her, like, is either talking about virginity or she was pregnant. So, child died with her. Maybe he killed her because he nutted in her. Blood game weak. Martin's chapter. The girl, what girl, and what Innocent? One of the nuns. It's been years since any of the nuns died, perhaps Mother Cecilia would remember. And you know who wrote it? Definitely someone with a great deal of experience, but it can't be Edic or Guy. How do you know that? Someone with an extremely refined hand. This was done without any guides. I don't think they're French or Flemish. It would be from Forma Bestrada script. I mean, that sounds more useful. Bestrada and Berdarian scribes were similarly, but no, it's highly refined Gothic hand. Yeah. I mean, the Das. That's German. Gothic, yeah. As good as Edic and Guy are, I don't think they could replicate this. But really, if not them, who? I intend to find out. I wish you good luck finding the answer. Now, I'm sorry I must rush you, but I must ask you to leave. Every minute you stay here is additional risk. Quiet. Mother Florian, could you open up as Werner Stills, the physician from tasting? Yes, I am in the middle of something. Could you return after supper? I'm afraid I can't wait. Father Gurnet asked me to examine the Baron's body. Alright, just give me a moment. Andreas, I need you to hide yourself. Of course. It's not hiding very well. It went onto that table. Ah, Dr. Stoll, sorry to keep you waiting. Now, what do you need? The abbot wanted me to examine the Baron's body before his wife arrives. It seems unnecessary at this point. I've just completed my own examination. Well then, what's the harm in letting me take a look? Dr. Stolz, with all respect, I finished. The cause of death is clear. If you had arrived an hour ago, I would have had no problem with your assistance. Assistance? I'm a university-trained physician. I can examine a corpse on my own without the help of battlefield sawbones. Regardless of your opinions regarding my abilities, the examination is finished. If you insist on inspecting the body anyways, I must insist the abbot tells me himself. What? Making me bring the abbot here is a waste of time. So was perform an examination on this corpse immediately after one was just completed. Idiotic. I'll return with Father Garnet presently. It's suspect, but he's trying to get him out of here for my sake. That was close. Now quickly leave through the cloister before they return. Of course, thank you, Brother Florian. Think nothing of it. I'll see you tomorrow. Well then. Find someone to eat with. I can't get that note out of my head. The girl who died and the innocent with her. What could it mean and who wrote it? Oh, I'm not gonna eat with the widow, that'd be weird, but perhaps lucky. God damn. Ah, Master Mahler, would you care to take supper at my table? I would like to talk to you about my late husband. I can't turn down a lady, can I? Lady Rothfogel, I'd be honored to break bread with you. Thank you, please sit. Bless us, O Lord, and these gifts which you are about to receive from your bounty. O Christ our Lord, amen. Amen. I found myself rather out of place here without the comfort of the Baron. Oh, I got a fucking nice dinner here, goddamn. Some fucking wine, a whole ass chicken, some cheese. What is that? What is that on the left? Ice cream? Quail eggs? It's not ice cream. Something shiny. Thank you for agreeing to share a meal with me, Master Mahler. Of course, the honor is mine. Terrible thing what happened to the Baron. I must admit, I'm surprised you wish to speak with me. Why would that be? Terrible thing. It has given me a shock of my life. I am trying to comfort whatever I can in my ladies and lord. I want to eat that, whatever it is. Try it. Elemental cheese and wheat bread. Quail. Rum and tea. What? Got like a sauce? Gravy? The whole thing looks like it's covered in blood. Eat the damn quail though. Eat while it's hot. Not that there's much comfort to be found in the cold and dreary alpine towns. Lawrence and I meant to take our tour of them before returning home to Worms, but, well, return we shall. Not as he hoped. No, certainly not. It is only by Christ's grace that I will see this through. Though Lorenz has given me my fair share of troubles in the years of our marriage, I never would have wished such an end for him, for anyone. I pray his immortal soul has found the peace in death that so eluded him in life. Are you married yourself, Master Mahler? A woman waits me in Nuremberg. When I finish my work here, we will be wed. Do you not look forward to the responsibilities of marriage, Master Mahler? Perhaps it is no surprise you and Lorenz became fast friends. I imagine he saw something of himself in you. Rarely have I met someone with such depth and knowledge and thirst for debate. His thirsts were not limited to his scholarly pursuits, regrettably. Yeah, I can tell by the syphilis, bruv. His lust for drink and women once afflicted him with great remorse, though such shame faded with time. Lorenz was a flawed man, his various infidelities were no secret to me. But are we not all flawed before Christ? I found him as a wife could properly love her husband, but I would not say that we were friends. You telling me that you got syphilis? You didn't just stop fucking him after that happened? That's not good. I only hope his appetites are not what led him to this end. It likely was. I've been searching for the answer to that quandary myself. Were you and Lorenz so close that you would trouble yourself so? My motivation is personal. My mentor brother Piero was found with the Baron's body. I do not believe he killed your husband. If not him, then who? There are many possibilities, both here at the Abbey and in town. Your husband managed to cultivate many enemies in this short time here. That does sound like Lorenz. He was a man of many opinions, and he gave them freely to all who would listen, and it seems those who would not. The previous abbot, Father Matthias, seemed to appreciate this about him. This new abbot, perhaps more conservative. Father Matthias was an open-minded man, from all I've heard, a true scholar. Father Gurnet doesn't share Matthias's passion for the written word, yet endures the expense of it all. To be put in such a position would make many a man unhappy, I understand. I wonder what will make Lorenz gift to the Abbey. Well, what gift was this? It seemed to be a little thing of more interest and value to my husband and the former abbot than Father Gurnet. He was found a book about history of tasting. He believes it contains some scandalous details. He said it corroborated fears Father Matthias had expressed, but didn't share the particulars with me. Someone's trying to silence him too, and maybe using the rape thing as a cover-up. There's another angle. You have a sense of what the scandal's involved. What appearance and production for noteworthy in any way? I know the book. You have any idea what the scandalous nature was beyond the broad basket of tastings history, I cannot say. My understanding is that this community is quite old. I'm sorry I can't be of more help. I just have some education, but I lack my husband's thirst for knowledge. If you find the book, hopefully its significance will be apparent. God wills it. You plan to stay in Tasting Hall and return to Worms soon? Perhaps in a few days. I await on the arrival of the Archdeacon. When his investigation is complete, I will go. Though the circumstances of my time here are dire, I am in no hurry to return. Why is that? I shouldn't. I see a glimmer now of what Lorenz saw in you. You are a disarming man, Master Muller, and much too easy to talk to. Are you trying to seduce me already? Your man just died. Unless you had in fact not been sleeping with him since he caught syphilis. To be frank, I do not know what will become of me when I return to Worms. My title and residence may be in jeopardy. Lorenz and I have a son, but he is young yet. I don't know many of his whole legalities, only my position is at some risk. You're in a difficult position, my lady. I will pray for your happiness. As will I, Master Muller. I'm sorry to cut our conversation short, but I fear I must rest. Thank you for having me at your table. Well, Master Muller, and whether anyone says my husband, I'm certain that you appreciate your friendship. There's a note on that table I would have liked to pick up. I saw an interact icon. Okay. I should get some sleep or break into the library. What is this? A letter to the Baron from Prior Fernick? Brother Rothful, Baron Rothful, yeah, it's not English. My god, Lorenz was blackmailing Ferenc to get him to perform some kind of occult ritual. What? So Ferenc's a suspect, maybe? And he is the one who was acting suspicious with the book. No wonder Ferenc was so unsettled when Lorenz arrived. The Baron could have gotten him executed for witchcraft. Alright, so I plan on breaking into the Abbey here if I can. My voice is also getting a little worn out, so we're just gonna take a minute, talk about something from our list. Really see what I've been doing. I think High on Life is probably the oldest thing on our list. A couple weeks ago I finished. So I played 22.7 hours. I did almost everything. There's achievements in here for the expansion, which I didn't play, High on Knife. And there's a couple missable achievements if you do things in the wrong order. Or you just forget to pay your fucking bill at Applebee's when the thing happens. Space Applebee's. Anyways, I don't believe this game is on consoles. This is made by Squanch Games, which was headed by Justin Roiland, one of the co-creators of Rick and Morty. They did a couple of games like Trover Saves the Universe, and I want to say they did Accounting VR, but it's not in here. Anyways, the game's very positive because it was quite fun, right? You got talking guns. This main one, his name's Kenny. That's voiced by Justin Roiland. He's a pistol. He's called a Gatlian. I guess they're a sort of a symbiotic parasite race that came from the planet Gatlus. They all evolved into guns, so they're very powerful weapons. Anyways, your planet, Earth, gets invaded by the G3 cartel, and obviously they're genociding humans and turning them into drugs. Hence the name High on Life. They are literally smoking the humans. And yeah, you're in like a little rush to become like an elite bounty hunter and take out all the members of the G3 cartel before your parents die, allegedly. Their leader says that he has the two people you love most. You'd assume that's your parents, but I don't know. Your drug addict sister is with you in the house too. You pick up Louis from an alien who gets shot when he comes to Earth, right? He spits some translator microbes on you, so now you understand alien stuff. And you do like the shooting tutorial, and then you set up like a teleporter in the house. You turn your house into a space teleportation device, and you teleport right in the middle of the space city. And, from there you got like a little hub. This game's kind of a Metroidvania. Each of these guns you pick up, there's only like 5 of them plus the knife. But each one has like traversal abilities. They have a trick hole that shoots out a unique shot, and you can customize it by buying new organs for them. And you get little upgrades too, like health boosts and boosts for your jetpack and shit. I didn't know this was a Metroidvania. I thought it was just an FPS, but I was glad that there was a lot of platforming stuff in it and like little puzzles to solve. And the best part of this, of course, as you'd expect, just jokes out the wazoo. Your reward for doing stuff is very often a joke, if not treasure. The knife's a grapple hook too, so grapple hook, good game. But the jokes are from all kinds of different writers. Obviously, things feel very Rick and Morty, but like the Smiling Friends team is here too, like both of them. I imagine there's a lot of other comedy writers. You can tell the jokes are all written by different people. They all have very different tones. Sometimes there's like the constant stuttering that Justin's known for, and other times there's just like a subversion of expectations. You're like, oh, that was Zach Haddle. Small cast of voice actors, but you should recognize all of them from Rick and Morty and Smiling Friends, and just comedy people. You're happy to hear their voices, especially when they're not like major celebrities or anything. The game probably could have been finished in less than the 22 I spent, but I was looking for collectibles. I was having a good time. I picked the hard difficulty, and it was a little difficult. I don't want to risk music. So, it just meant I had to go look for upgrades, and then it wasn't so bad, so, good. Lots and lots of jokes, lots of collectibles. I like exploring. It's good that, the guns are not bad. I mean, they're all unique. Nothing has the same function. Like, this one's basically the Needler from Halo, but you can also shoot a little time bubble to slow things down, and you can pop the bubble by loading it with needles. And you can fire piercing shots if you do a charge attack with it, and then, like, this guy shoots his babies, and they, like, mind control or attack things. Like, this guy's a shotgun, you can shoot a bouncy disc. They can stick in walls. Like, I don't need to explain all the guns. The point is, they're all very different. And I think some of them just don't feel good at first, at least. But, again, you can get organs to upgrade them. So, like, Louis doesn't do enough damage, but then you can get multiple damage buffs. And, like, this guy's spread isn't wide enough. He also doesn't do enough damage. Both of those can be alleviated. Needler doesn't do enough direct damage, but, the needles detonate when you melee. So it's good to just run up to a guy and kill him like that, and it works pretty well. But you can make him do more damage when the pop happens, make the pop happen sooner, stuff like that, faster fire rate. Um, Jeez, I think there's only 7 bounties. You saw a list, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It seems like there's just one missing. Maybe one got cut, or maybe that's where the DLC spot goes, high on knife. This one's about, like, finding the backstory of the knife, I guess, and he gets a chainsaw upgrade, and there's a new gun. You see that it's mixed. Apparently the level design isn't great in it, and most people are, like, pretty pissed about Justin Roiland being replaced by some other girl gun, which makes no sense in the context of the story. Like, aside from the character just disappearing, there aren't supposed to be that many Gatlians left in existence, but, I don't know. The thing about Justin Roiland, I believe that he is a weirdo, right? I have no doubt in my mind that he's, like, a furry or something, but, like, people said that he was, like, maybe grooming someone or talking to a minor or some such. Like, investigations were ran, he went to court, nothing was found, he's innocent, but he got canceled. And, his life's ruined, cut from Squanch Games, which I believe was his studio. Like, he was the founder, I think. He might have gracefully stepped down, but he's not currently with them. Obviously, Rick and Morty replaced him as well. Very sad to see. And I'd like to say that Louis is my favorite Gatlian to have out, at least. All of them have different voices and personalities, and sometimes when it's relevant, they'll, like, talk to you on comms, but usually the dialogue in the cutscene will change just based on which gun you currently have out. So I usually like having Louis out. And, there's only, like, 3 planets, and you go to 2 of them twice. You go to different parts of them, and, like, the time of day changes. Or, no, there's a 4th planet. The main hub has an area that you go to a couple times, but, you know what I'm saying? There's not, like, a ton of variety of areas. You got Alien Forest, the Alien Desert, the Alien City and Slums, and, like, a sort of factory-ish, industrial thing. And you go back to them a couple times. It recycles areas, but that's very, like, Metroidvania fashion. You don't mind, because there's new puzzles for you to solve. And more jokes to find. I giggled quite a bit. Not every joke lands. Some of it's even just straight up gross, but, like, they're coming at you so fast that something's bound to make you laugh. I guess that's the most there is to say about it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a shooter. It's not too much to explain mechanically, other than, the unique mechanics of the guns, which I think are better left discovered for you. I had more fun than I thought I would. It was longer than I thought it would be. There was, like, more, like, good game design. I think if you muted all these characters, you'd still have a pretty fun shooter. And there is an option to turn down the frequency of their quips if you do find them annoying. But, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I thought I was gonna like it for the laughs at least, but, like, the gameplay ended up being pretty quality too. So I would definitely recommend this. And I'm just looking at the reviews of High on Knife, I can't tell if it's actually bad or people are just sad about the Justin Roiland thing, but I mean, I'm good. I had my fun. So, yeah, I'd recommend it. I'd give that, like, an 8 out of 10, probably. Like, it was solid. Had above average time because of all the laughs. Again, guns don't initially feel good, but, like, that was on purpose because there's an upgrade system, and that makes it a little more tolerable. Just like Kingdom Come, you can't say the game's combat's bad just because you start at an incompetent level. You had to train, that was part of the simulation, right? Right? Ah! Alright, as you can tell, my voice is leaving me, so we'll leave it at just 1. But, yeah, good game. And, you know, the investigation's starting here, so I'm a little more excited. We did skip a week, but that was because of Thanksgiving, and I kind of forgot about that, so I'm not doing anything. I'll be back when I'm back. I have no real timeline here. Anyways, I will be seeing yous. Bye-bye.